Hey campers, mail call. This one, Great Falls, Montana, the great state, of course. Let's check it out. I was in town doing some chores, thought I'd stop by and check out the post office, and this was there. Always exciting. This one is from David Clark in Great Falls, Montana. He's a subscriber, and he had emailed me about a week ago and said, you know what, I saw your Electricians knife. This guy, remember I made this sheath for it? And we're talking about this guy, you know, the one from Camillus, New York, Rhode Island, USA. Love this knife. Beautiful knives. Cleaned up nicely. I might go back at it because I've figured out other ways to do it. And he said, you know what, I got an old beater. You want it? And I was like, let me think. Okay. So he sent it. Here it is. Let's see what it's all about. He did say something about it that I thought was a little unusual because, there's a letter in here, I think. Oh, it's a copy of the email he sent me. He said, this is the Craftsman USA 9560 Electricians folding knife. Craftsman. Huh, who would have thunk it? Let's have a look-see here. That's pretty cool, because I got to tell you, it looks almost the same as this guy. Almost. Ho ho. Prizes. Wow. It's almost the same. The only thing I can see different is the scales. Check it out. See that? Can you see that? These ones have this. This is more bony kind. The kind of bone look. See that? Very cool. Very cool. Oh, the blade's different. Oh, look at that. The tang stamp. Can you see that? Craftsman, USA. 9560. That's pretty cool. Wow. You see the blade there? That's going to need some work. But it's a little different blade. I don't know if do you think this was modified? Let's see if we can see. No. It looks the same length and everything. I think that's the original blade, right? Look at that. It's like dead straight, flat, come to a pointer. Kind of a drop point, but a very low drop point. See that? Oh, and it has the lock, so let me put that about. It has the tool. There, you can see it there. Yeah, a little rusty. Cool. And it's got this kind of sort of blade that they have here, I think. And it has the flat screwdriver there. Has the lock on it. You can see that, the brass lock. So that when you use the screwdriver, it doesn't close on you. It's got a little bit of movement on there, but that might just be wear and tear. There, on the other one, I had to work that lock to get it to work. This is cool. This is very cool. It's got the bail. Oh, that's what's different. That's another thing that's different. See this guy here? Just has that one pin at the top. This guy, actually, you can see it better on this side. Has a pin there, and the bail. This guy just has one pin. But on the other side, whoops, pin's missing. Gonna have to replace that. And I think on these, they just glue. They just glue the scale to the knife, I think. The bails are a little different. You see that? Huh. The Craftsman sticker. Craftsman didn't make these. They contracted them out. There were a couple of different people that did it. I don't think Camillus did this one because it's slightly different in size. Now, the only thing I can think of is that somebody flattened this. That point at the top, it's almost identical. They took away the belly. You see the belly on this? Doesn't have that belly. It's really hard to tell. If they did change it, they did a pretty good job. And I suspect they did. It's, overall, it's in really good condition. It's just the blades need to be cleaned up, maybe sharpened, and put a pin in there, and just give it a general clean. That shouldn't take too long, right? Can't make a sheath. Still waiting for my leather to arrive. The horror. I got a note from them saying that they actually shipped it, but there's I think the shipping company's having. See there? They're kind of been banging on it like. Those electricians, very cool. You know what? This is so cool. I like that whole Craftsman idea. And having read up on these, it was interesting because other people made them for Craftsman, and not just one. Apparently Camillus did it. I want to say Imperial. And there is no real way to know on when they do this, on who made it or whatever. It's kind of guesswork, and I was reading about it on Blade Forum. Now I'm going to start looking around. David, my friend, much appreciated. Thank you. You know what? You said you didn't want it back, and that's fine. I'm going to work it. I'll make a sheath for it. And if you like the result and you want it back, you're welcome back. You're welcome to have it back, my friend. I mean, I just want to play with it. So let's do that right now. Okie dokie. This has been sitting in here for about an hour. Let's see what the blades look like now. So let's see. Wow. Yeah. That actually took off quite a lot. So that took off a lot of the rough stuff. We'll need to work more on that. Now I need to clean the inside here. My brass brush. Need to get deeper in there. Huh. What is that? What are you doing, Mary? The boss is here again. That's like 3 times this week she's checked on me. I suspect she doesn't trust me, making sure I'm working. It's going to use some 220 in here. This helps really clean up the liners on the inside here. See if we can get all the goop out there. Now I'm going to go and wash it off with some warm water, dry it off, and then we'll start cleaning it up. Okay, I ran it through some warm water to get all that goop off, and looks a lot cleaner. You can already see the inside there starting to shine up nicely. Got to work these, and still no snap. A little concerned there was some wobble on it, but it seems to be okay now. Huh. Maybe that's what that little piece of whatever it was that came out was the problem. There's no gaps or anything in the liners, so I was wondering about the wobble. I don't know. Anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to tackle these guys. Let's start getting all this stuff, get them all cleaned up and bright and shiny. Look at this, get all this done. And the bolsters here. Hey, it's an old knife apparently, and it was used. So let's have at it. So I'm just going to use some 320 actually. This is more of a 180, and then we'll go like 600. This is a 320. We'll see how we do. So let's get that on there. Put all our goodies on. So I got some flits here. This stuff is really good. It's nice to use and does a nice even cleanup on the blade. It really makes it look even, the shine. Shake it up a bit. You want to use it. You don't need a lot. You don't even have to rub hard. And then once I've done that, I like to use a soft cloth to do the end up. And like I said, you don't really even have to press hard. So here you can see now how that the flits gives it a really nice shine, and it's a very consistent shine. That's the nice thing about it. I've tried things like Brasso, things like that. I haven't had the same results. This flits really does a good job. You can see, shines up everything. Now we have to deal with the pin. So let's see what we got. So I've got some brass pins here. Let's see if we got one that fits. Oh, look at that. Now, I'm not sure. I believe these are, I want to say, are glued on, because I can't see two pins holding everything together here, because they don't go through the brass liners. Because I looked. And if you look in there, by the way, they cleaned up really good. There's nowhere for the pin to go into, and I suspect these are just show. So I think I'll make me a show pin. Which one was it? Was it this one? That one. I wonder. Nope. too big. So it's this one. I think I'm going to make a pin to go in here. I'm going to have to round it off. The problem, oh, it is smaller. See how small it is? So that'll work. Yeah, we can do that. So I got the brass pin and I just peened it over a little bit there. You can see that. So what I'm going to do is clean that up, and then let's see how it looks when we put it in. So what I did was put some JB weld in there and in where the pin is. And now I'm going to put it in the vise, let it sit for a while. Okay, so we cleaned up the blades and everything and the brass. Now I want to clean these up, and I found this stuff, which a subscriber recommended, and it's just orange oil. And he said it's really good for the skins, and it won't affect anything else. So I'm going to put that on there, clean them up, and then we'll have a look at it. Okay, you can see how it puts a nice shine on them. It really makes them look nice. Now, you saw that it had the pin here, but this one was missing. So I put my own in there. It's not perfect, but it looks okay. It'll work. The other thing was the scale here was loose. And I put a bit of glue on there just to secure it a little better. You can see the knife. Nice and shiny. So we're halfway there. Now we've got to make it sharp. And then I'm going to look through my leather. I have a lot of scrap. Maybe I can, put enough together to make a pouch for it. A nice little sheath that it'll fit into. I really like this one, and I like the idea of the Craftsman. Let's sharpen them. Okay, before I set up the sharpener and everything, just so that you know I didn't forget, I did put David's stuff into my mail call folder. I love this. It's growing. Very cool. Basically, I'll do it the same way I've always done. These knives are, they've been sharpened before. They're not totally blunt or anything like that. So I'll probably, I'm thinking, they have an edge on them. I'm going to start at 800 and jump up to 2000 to clean it up. So here we go. Just give it a couple of swipes. Wait until we can feel the peel all the way along. Flip it over, do it again, get rid of that peel, come back and just make sure we have no peel. Then we'll jump up to like 2000 and see how we're doing it. It is at 17 degrees. It's just a number I like for folding knives. Now, just a couple of sweeps to clean it up, make sure there's no burr. I do like to strop afterwards just because it makes me feel better. nice is the screwdriver. Now, it has an edge to it, but I don't know if it should be a knife or not, because looking at it, I don't know if you can see that. We've got an edge here, but then it's flat here, and that makes sense because this is the screwdriver. I'm not sure that should be even sharpened. We have now a sharp and shiny, and got to put some oil on it, see if we can get some snap out of it. It's better, just got to work it some more. Try to find the info, couldn't find it. Oh, that snapped in nicely. You'll find that on a lot of these knives, the main blade, which is always used the most, the spring wears out quicker, so you'll always have one that is, the spring is always a little weak, and it's typical. But it'll work. We'll work it a little bit more. Okay. This is the barrel I found. Now, it fits perfectly. What are the chances, right? So we have a barrel, and then I got this. And what I'm thinking is this in there, that goes over, and then use this piece of scrap to make the belt loop on the back, and I think there's enough to match it up. That's the plan. Let's have at it. Oh. I found these at Harbor Freight. They're hardy disposables. These are 7mm. They're pretty thick. You know, and they're really designed for mechanics, but hey, they work. They were priced right. We'll let them dry, then we'll mark them, cut them, and sew them. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's get them marked out, punched out, and sewn up. I think that'll work. The boss tried to sneak up on me, catch me doing unsafe things, but I'm on to her. This is something I saw that a subscriber sent to me, And I used to just punch up here, but I wouldn't do this extra stitch. Well, it just gives it a little bit more keep together on it, and I thought that was a good idea, so thought I'd do that. Pretty cool. I get these things from Hides and Knives. You can find them on Amazon or www.hidesandknives.com. They have some really nice snaps. Okay, let's clean up the sides, polish it, and whatnot. I'm going to trim the edges, round them off a little bit. I need to do these with dye. I forgot. I think I've remembered everything now. Well, we'll find out. So, we're finally done. That didn't take long. This wasn't meant to be a quick one. Here is the knife. Very cool. I like this knife. I like this style. It's very solid. It's solid. It's got weight to it. It's well built. Even the other one is the same way. You can see here how solid these guys are. You know, the blades are thick, nice blades, and they are pretty simple. See that? Can't remember which pin I did. I did this pin there. But it's sharp and shiny. As you saw, I'm actually learning how to sharpen. It's only taken years and that system. So the big blade, and I'm pretty sure it was modified. This has been flattened. They actually did a pretty good job. So sharpening it wasn't a problem. I didn't have to reshape it or anything. Cleaned up nice. I like the way that flitz works. It works really well. And of course you got the Craftsman USA. And I can't date it. Nobody really could give me even a pretty good date range. It was like they started here, and the last one was 1992, I think. And here's the flathead screwdriver, the little indentation here. And I wasn't sure what this was for. And then somebody told me. They put the little dent there so that you can get to the nail neck. And I think, if you look at this, it will still sink in, and I think they were lower. And you can see the line is cleaned up nicely. Very cool. Really like this knife. And then I scrounged around and fiddled around and looked for some leather, and I found some. Been really frustrated about that sheath here. And it has that buffalo nickel cap on it. It's pretty cool like that. Really nice snaps. And, it's the barrel. And this guy goes right in there. Put your bail down, and there is where your belt goes. that gives you about, I like to make this at least 3 inches because some people, their work belts are pretty big. It's bigger than I need, but it fits and it doesn't really make any difference. So there it is. Craftsman Electrician's knife. David, there you go. Like I said, if you'd like it back, you're welcome to it. If not, I'll certainly keep it. You will be safe out there, especially doing this stuff. It's really easy to nick yourself and things like that if you're not paying attention. And like me, I'm old, I get grumpy and I get tired and I get frustrated and then oops. So keep that in mind. And it's not just doing this stuff every day, okay, all day. Be safe. Just saying. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Even she does. Man. Mary, what are you doing now? Inspection. Gonna check out everything. What do? Look at her, grumpy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.